Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 22 career mode. We are here at Miami. We're going to Miami. Welcome to Miami. Anyway, it's round 4 of season 2 of this My Team campaign. If you haven't seen the last one from Imola, go and check that one out. It is a banger, I promise you. But we're now here in Miami. And we had a decent result in Imola. We scored a nice handful of points. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's score some more points here. But first things first, it's qualifying. And you know what? I feel like I'm about to get a handy tow from this car in front. It's Latifi in the Alpine. Nicholas Latifi in the Alpine is going to give us a nice little tow here. And that's going to be worth about half a second on a straight like this, so well, he's peeled out of the way now, but Latifi giving us that tow, that is going to be worth some time. And in the end, where does this put us? It is going to put us at around a low 29, and that is just ahead of Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton, so that's actually quite a good lap. We've had a couple of upgrades fitted here as well, so we should be that much closer to the front of the field, and looking at the times, we are that much closer to the front of the field, so this is encouraging to see. Q2 began with a shower at the end of Q1, which disabled any fast times from being set, but what it does is put the pressure on us, especially as it's going to dry up by the end of Q2, so we're going to have to do some running now. But then I'm going to have to set a mighty lap right at the end of qualifying. And that is what we're trying to do. And I think that might just be enough. And it is. It is P10. Q3 then. And I'll be honest, we've set one lap already, which is good enough for 9th. But I'm going to go that little bit faster. And it's still good enough for 9th. So we are going to start Miami P9. Fernando Alonso, the championship leader though, really struggling in qualifying here today. He topped Q1 and Q2, but now he's only 10th. And it's Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari that takes pole, with Charles Leclerc second and Max Verstappen third. This should be an interesting race we have ahead of us now.
Welcome to the Magic City. We are here at the Miami International Autodrome, the home of the Hard Rock Stadium, a multi-purpose sports and entertainment hub which has hosted Super Bowls, Baseball World Series, numerous rock concerts, and now, for the first time, Formula One. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles per hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Sergio Perez, and Hamilton, Norris, Albon, Joker, and Fernando Alonso, Latifi, Magnussen, Pierre Gasly, and Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Oscar Piastri, Lance Stroll, and Sebastian Vettel, Ocon, Drugovich, Joe, and Daniel Ticktum. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle.
29 laps of Miami then. It's lights out and away we go. Charles Leclerc's got away well. Carlos Sainz bogging down just a little bit. And I think Charles Leclerc has got down the inside and he leads the way. There's a Mercedes trying to go down the inside of Carlos Sainz. I think that's George Russell. But Sainz immediately shutting that one down. He's in second, Russell in third, and Verstappen's in fourth. Right, now it's time to see the start from our POV. It's lights out and away we go for us. Albon doing a wipe across on us there. But that's now allowed me to move to the inside. I'm going to take a dive, and I've gained the position on Albon, so joke's on him. I've had to go a bit wide there. And the Albon Waters rivalry rearing its head again there as Albon gave me that chop. How many times this season is it going to be me and Albon? But anyway, we've gained a place off the start. Alonso, the championship leader, still in P10, and with Ferrari scoring big here, this could make the championship that little bit tighter. Right, I'm trying to find a way past Lando Norris if there is one. At the moment, the cars in front of us just have a little bit too much speed on the straights, but I'm gaining very slowly. We're going to dive down the inside of Norris because he was just practically stopped there, and we get past him as if he was barely moving at all. So relatively little defence from Norris there. I think he got caught up in the pack and just, well, didn't even expect that I'd be coming. Speaking of unexpected, I nearly plough into the back of Hamilton there. I have to duck out wide. I'm trying to tuck back in, maybe to look at a move into turn 1 at the beginning of lap 2. Are we going to be able to get it done? We're getting closer, closer, closer. It's going to be a dive down the inside, and Hamilton, well, he anticipates that, and he doesn't make it that difficult for me. But look at this. Our car is on the pace of the front runners, pretty much. We are pretty much there. And that is us moving up the inside of Lewis Hamilton. The upgrades are working a treat because we are now fighting with some of the front runners out here. And we're chasing down Sergio Perez for P5. And he's being held up by Max Verstappen. But I think both Red Bulls have started on the hard tyre. That's a bizarre strategy. It's going to lose them a lot of time early on, but they could make gains towards the end of the race. We shall see. Right, round the end, outside of Perez round there, which switches to the inside for the next corner, and we get that move done. We don't see that move IRL, but it's a pretty good one if we can carry momentum into the corner, which we do, and then it sets us up beautifully to take the inside. That is what we've done. That is P5. Now we're going to give Max Verstappen a little bit of trouble if we can. Are we going to be able to just send one here? Let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. No. Verstappen giving me the swipe there as if to say, go ahead, try it. You'll be minus a front wing if you do, but hey, it's your funeral. And now we've got to defend from Sergio Perez, who is coming at us down this straight. He's on my right, I've gone to the inside line. And once again, I'm hogging that inside line. No way through for Perez there. But he might have a run into turn 1. He's going to have a run into turn 1. He's tucked up behind me. He's got the DRS. I'm going to try and cover just a little bit. He's got space on the inside. And he's understeered and he's gone into me there. I can't say I hold any blame for that because he completely understeered into me there. And we'll have a look at the replay just to be sure. But I think Perez just getting a bit of understeer out into the corner there. Yeah. Perez understeers, bashes into me, and loses grip. Meanwhile, we've got George Russell fighting Carlos Sainz for second place. Russell getting into the slipstream of Sainz. Russell going to the outside for the hairpin here. Sainz holding the inside line, but look at that. Russell right around the outside of the hairpin, moving up into P2. What a move. George Russell activated beast mode. And well and truly activated it. Meanwhile, I'm going to need to activate some of my own because the other Mercedes is trying to deprive me of P5. Lewis Hamilton trying the outside line after I cover the inside line. No way through there. Hamilton will just have to sit back and wait a lap longer. He might have an opportunity on the straight, especially as I gave that barrier just a little bit of a clip there. I don't know if that's done me any lasting damage, but here comes Hamilton again. I'm going to cover the inside. Hamilton is going to go to the outside. Is there a way through? No. Hamilton, once again, unable to get past. We have a yellow flag. Why is that? It's a slow Alpine. And it's Alex Albon dropping out of the race. So Albon dropping out of the Miami Grand Prix and tagging Lando Norris, I believe, as he does it. And I tell you what, that helps us in our fight with Alpine. What doesn't help us is now Lewis Hamilton is coming straight back at me. He's got the move done. I'm going to try and do to him what George Russell did to Sainz and sweep round the outside, but I think I just went a little bit too wide there. And Hamilton really getting a very decent exit. Yeah, you can see I just went a little bit too wide. Hamilton's got the better exit. Meanwhile, we're now watching Fernando Alonso, who is tucked up behind Sergio Perez. And he's really not made many inroads in this race, has he? But Perez has gone backwards, so that tyre strategy really not working out for him. And I think this is going to be where Fernando Alonso is able to displace the Red Bull down the inside. This is going to be a very straightforward manoeuvre for the championship leader. The wily old fox down the inside, up into P9. Fernando Alonso is on the move. Right, back with us now, and Hamilton gets the place back. But I'm now back on the inside line, and with DRS, able to make a dive into turn 1. And I've made it stick, and Norris now has passed Hamilton, as Hamilton's gone out wide. So Lando Norris gaining a position. No, he doesn't. Hamilton takes it straight back. So Norris initially looked like he'd gained a position, but Hamilton just not having any of it. Right, Lewis has got me on the straight this time. I'm going to try and go around the outside. I'm going to try and do my normal move, but Hamilton almost anticipating it, going out wide. And what I didn't expect him to do was to go out wide. I've tagged him, and I've now got front wing damage. I'm now racing wheel to wheel with Hamilton. Lando Norris has got past the pair of us in all of that. So I just wonder if Hamilton went out wide because Norris was up his inside. But here we go. I'm now pitting for hard tyres, and they don't fix my wing.
Faster than we were expecting.
What?
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres
I've
through
got
to
a
the end
damaged
now.
wing and you didn't fix it. More to the point, my setting is always on yes for repair wing damage. So that's just bizarre. But anyway, we're now coming up behind Dan Ticktum. Lando Norris is among the Alfa Romeos as well, so I really want to try and get this done
Okay, so the gap
if
to
we
the car
can.
behind is
Tucking into
1.6
Ticktum's
seconds.
slipstream though, and I'm going to be honest, that we don't have as much speed on him as I would have hoped we had. We're now going to have to dive down the inside of Ticktum. Ticktum's not having any of it though. He doesn't give me any room. We've now tagged him, so that's going to be further damage to the front wing. But we've got Ticktum round the outside there. And I'm not overly impressed with that defending, I'll be honest. But I wasn't alongside going into the corner. I think I came back from just a little bit too far. My front wing now has more damage, so I am going to pit this lap. I am going to pit and get it done. Now having a look at Esteban Ocon down the inside. Are we going to get that done? No. Yes, we do. Piastri's in the pit, so we had to wait a lap before pitting in, but we did that, and now we can take mediums, and I'm confident those mediums will go to the end, but that has cost us. That has cost us big today, because in my mind there was a P5 or a P4 on the table going for us today. So we're just going to have to now try and make up what we can of this Miami Grand Prix. But that's one less place we're going to have to make up, because George Russell is now out of the race. And that's unlucky for him. He was looking at a solid P2, maybe even going after Charles Leclerc. But now Max Verstappen is chasing down that P2. He's on the medium tyres compared to Carlos on the hards. And Verstappen is going to have a look down the inside of Carlos. Is Sainz going to have anything to fight that off with? No. Verstappen gets it done, but Sainz not giving up just yet. They're going wheel to wheel here. You don't see that IRL. But Verstappen is a driver that will do any move at any time. He has completed that move. He has got up into P2. And that puts Sainz down to P3. Meanwhile, this is Fernando Alonso going after Lewis Hamilton. And he's going to go round the outside of the 7-time world champion. And Fernando Alonso getting the pass done. Right, we have caught up to a massive traffic jam of cars here. All trying to pass each other. Well, I say a traffic jam, it's more a DRS fight. And now a DRS train even, and now we're trying to get past the first of them, which is Esteban Ocon in the Alfa Romeo. We have done. Ocon is having a revolting season this year. It's really not working out for him. Right, we're now going to stick one down the inside of Zhou Guanyu in the Williams, and that is up to P16. Piastri in P15. Wow, this race really hasn't worked out for him at all, has it? But we're now going to go around the outside, switch to the inside again, and Oscar does not really give us any issues there. Next up, Mick Schumacher down the inside, up into P14. Going a little bit wide though because we nearly clattered into Sergio Perez. I don't want to damage my front wing again. Schumacher's having a look at trying to come back at us. I'm being warned about my gearbox as well, which isn't going to help things. I cover the inside line. Schumacher, no way through for him there. Right, next up to be dealt with is Sergio Perez. How are we going to deal with him? We're going to try and go around the outside there. Or he's lost momentum going through there. And we've just been able to nip him round the outside of a place you do not overtake. That is some good driving there. Right, we're now having to defend from Perez because Perez is coming back at us. He's coming back at us and he's got through down the straight. As has Schumacher. So we're going to have to brake super late here just to make this one work. We kind of locked up a bit there, but we were able still to keep the place. And Perez is losing more places amongst Schumacher and Piastri, but I'm only moving up. That's a dive down the inside of Felipe Drugovich, having a solid race for Williams in what was P12. And suddenly the possibility of points now very much on the table because this whole train is being led by Pierre Gasly. But first things first, we've got to get past his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. That's going to be a dive down the inside. And you know what? That's a relatively good dive. I'm quite happy with that one. Tsunoda, I think, saw me coming and just stayed out of the way there. Only one more car to place. Overtaken, then we're in the points. But Sebastian Vettel not wanting to let us go easy at all. And Vettel still trying to race us and Gasly at the same time. But it's not worked out for Vettel. He's run out of track and run out of momentum. And up into P10 we go, and we are now in the points, as well as having at the moment the fastest lap of the race, so potentially 2 points here. And that 2 points could very much become 3 points if we can get past Pierre Gasly, who is holding on to P9 at the moment. We're going down the straight, heading into the hairpin. Are we going to be able to get this done here? We have a look down the inside, Gasly not letting us go easy. He's held the outside and he's given me a nice little swipe there. So Gasly proving quite difficult to overtake. Tsunoda's going to have a look, but I don't think he's going to get through. And Tsunoda having to wait it out. But next time round I'm having a look for Gasly. We're going to go down the inside of the long left-hander here. And that's not usually an overtaking spot, but I managed to make it one. And that is P9. So we've overtaken about 10 cars in the space of as many laps. Charles Leclerc then has gone on to win in Miami, and for the last couple of laps I was fuel saving, so we weren't able to push as much as I would like, but it's P9, it's a couple of points.
All right, race over.
I will accept that. It's a decent comeback drive, but I feel like there was a lot left on the table in this one. There was a lot left on the table.
They've done it then, a truly magnificent win here at the Miami International Autodrome. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit, familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again.
I think one of the harshest things about
let's
playing
have a quick look
F1
at
and
how the
doing these
drivers'
races
standings
is
have changed.
when you
Despite the
know
best efforts
there
by
were
our
scraps
championship
you
leader,
left on the
that lead
table,
has taken a bit
when
of
a
a
better
knock.
result was
Some amazing
accessible,
talent out
but
there on
you
track
just
today,
weren't
but
able
Anthony,
to turn
who
it
would you
around.
pick
And
as
that's
your
how it
driver
was
today?
with us
I have
today.
to give it to
Our
Joker.
pace
They
and fresh
demonstrated
air
very delicate
was
touch and
very
close
decent
proximity
and
to
was
other cars,
very
as well
much
as
sort
showing
of
a
on
lot of
par
maturity and
with
patience in
Mercedes
difficult
and Red
situations.
Bull,
It's time to
or
check
maybe
out the
just a little
constructors'
bit
standings.
behind it.
Ferrari
But
take
you
the
know
lead
what,
at
it
the
was
top
pretty
of the
much
table.
there.
Meanwhile,
And we
Alpine
could have
move up
had
the table
maybe a
with another
P4 or a P5 today, but unfortunately we had that incident where we took front wing damage, and then for whatever reason they didn't change my wing in the pits. But it is what it is. It's P9. It's still a decent result. It's still a couple of points. Look at Latifi up there in P7 though. That doesn't help us in our fight with Alpine. If anything, Alpine have somehow managed to outscore us today, so not what we need. Alonso's championship gap to Sainz comes down to 18 points. Some very good damage limitation actually done by Fernando Alonso to finish in P5, so not doing as much damage as what could have been done. Leclerc takes a big gain, but he's still a couple of places behind after a very unfortunate start to the season and bringing back no points from Imola, so that's going to help him edge himself back into contention. And there we are, falling behind Alpine by 3 points. It's going to be a long season and a long fight. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Leclerc winning here in Miami. This championship is starting to open back up again after looking like Alonso domination. But until the next time, TTFN guys.